So Matt, welcome. You're not your first time in Bucks rugby,
No.
but you are now in the Loughborough Women's hot seat. Just tell us a bit about yourself.
So the last few years I've been working and living in Edinburgh. I am Scottish despite my accent. So I was working with the men's programme for 3 years, and then last year moved over and worked with both the men and the women with Shanks, who I believe you've spoken to already today. But so it's very interesting to kind of transition and be kind of more like doing this kind of side of stuff and the admin side of things. But it's an awesome challenge, and I'm very excited.
So basically, you know all of Edinburgh's secrets.
I don't know about that. I think it took all of a few minutes to get kicked off all the groups, and so there's no kind of data or anything that I have access to anymore. So I know a lot of the players, obviously, and in all seriousness, like I really want them to do well as well. You can't just switch off caring about players and teams. So I still want them to really do well, but just hopefully not against us.
So obviously we've moved to women's varsity rugby, which is very exciting. Obviously coming from the Women's National League. Yeah. Just from your personal perspective, what's that like?
I think it's just awesome to see the effect that it's had on the men's game, that Super Rugby's had on the men's game, and just to try and see that how that's built into the women's programme, and hopefully see the players kick on as well as the men's players are kicking on, because it's very exciting. And I think a lot of kind of pro teams now are seeing university rugby as more of like an academy type tool, and there's as we see with like Exeter, Edinburgh have just signed a partnership. It's really exciting that these players now have opportunities to kind of build towards professional rugby.
Speaking of those partnerships, obviously you have one with Loughborough University and Loughborough Lightning, and you're involved in both with your new role. Just talk to me about how important that is for those players coming through the university and having the opportunity to play from PWR.
Yeah, I think that's exactly it. It's about opportunity. It's so good that they have a real kind of most of the players have a real aspiration, especially with how elite sport is at Loughborough. Most players have such an aspiration to kind of really kick on. This gives them that kind of the facilities to do that. The thing that's so good as well is that the Lightning players, the more established Lightning players, the older ones, are really good at kind of mentoring the younger ones and helping them kind of push through from kind of university players that train in a development squad, and then hopefully get them to kick on into kind of full kind of professional players.
So obviously between big partnerships with Loughborough University and Loughborough Lightning, what's it like obviously managing those players and their diaries and sort of that player pool that you have between the two? Yeah,
so I think firstly, there's a huge amount of work that goes in from the other kind of teams, not just the coaches and the players. There's a lot of work with S&C staff and all that kind of stuff to kind of make sure that players are either getting the minutes they need to or managing those minutes, so they're not kind of overtraining. What it does do is create massive opportunities. So at the moment we've got 25 players, I think it is, that are away with international kind of programs, and what that means is that obviously there's opportunities for the girls that you might see as kind of Bucks 2 are now kind of training as Bucks 1, and then also the girls that were kind of like development are kind of have more minutes with Lightning. So it's really exciting for them to get those kind of opportunities.
So I know you weren't there last season, but as we know, Loughborough obviously missed out narrowly in the final of really lifting that trophy. I guess from your perspective, what's your expectations this year as your first season?
I mean, so there's a lot of hurt. So it's talking to the girls. I obviously have no experience of this and wasn't there. I've obviously watched the game, but the thing that a lot of the girls have kind of said from the start that's one of their main kind of aspirations this year is to kind of right that wrong. For me, I see it more as more important to kind of create a massive player pool that when players are away with different programs or international stuff or Celtic Challenge, for example, that we actually have players that can step up and kind of perform kind of on the day. For me, it's more about long-term kind of goals rather than like on a day. Like we know what can happen with like all the decisions that happen in rugby. It's not a simple case of we're aiming for this. It's more, let's put all the right things in place, and hopefully that process will get us through all the games that we need to, and then that might hopefully be a byproduct that we get there.
So as you know, Hartpury are the ones to beat, and they are the ones to chase. How are you going to chase them down?
So yeah, for us, it's not just about a kind of a single fixture. It's can we get everything right across the season with all of our players? Can we for me, it's if we are connected as a team and we're all kind of bought into that, then like the players that we have are easily good enough to beat any team. So.
We know it's a long season, but good luck with your first one.
Thank you very much.
See you soon.
Cheers. Nice to meet you.